Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to start our new session of A-level economics. Okay, the extension part of our syllabus in economics. Previously we had covered our AS topics related to the basic economic ideas, the price system like the demand and supply and their elasticities, and after that we had studied government intervention and macroeconomy. So all these topics they were covered in our AS level. Now as their extension, we will be continuing the same topics along with their extensions. Like if we have studied the basic economic idea of scarcity, so what will happen if we are having scarce resources, how they can be used efficiently to fulfill the maximum of human wants. What is my point? We all know the resources of an economy, they are limited or scarce, but they are having alternate uses. Okay? But human wants are continuously changing and they are increasing as well. So how to use these scarce resources in such a way to achieve the maximum of human wants to be fulfilled within given resources of an economy. Okay, so that is going to be the topic for today, economic efficiency. So efficiency means what? What is the meaning of efficiency if I ask you? So efficiency means absence of wastage. What do you mean? Efficiency means, okay, one more thing I want to tell you. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand and have knowledge about economic efficiency and its types like productive and allocative efficiencies, and you will also be able to analyze the different situations of economic efficiency, either it is allocative efficiency or productive efficiency, and you can also apply your knowledge in the real world, like if firm is going to achieve economic efficiency, what conditions should be fulfilled by that firm. So these would be the objectives of our lesson today, like we are going to understand and develop the knowledge about economic efficiency, and we will also be analyzing the different types of efficiency, and then we can also apply them in our real life and how to achieve the economic efficiency. So first of all, efficiency means what? The absence of wastage. Means absence of wastage. Like right now in economics we have the absence of wastage of economic resources. What are the economic resources? Land, labor, capital. Okay, they are limited in supply. Okay, land is having us many other natural resources. If we overutilize them, they will not be available for the upcoming generations to fulfill their future wants. So we have to use them sensibly or in an efficient way, that not only our economic wants are fulfilled, but we should not be compromising on the wants of the future generations. That means sustainability is also going to be the objective of an economic system, that this fulfillment of the human wants is not only focused for the present time or short run, but it is having the focus of the long run attainment of the human wants. Okay, that is called the sustainability in the broader sense. So efficiency means the absence of wastage of the economic resources. Basically, when we talk about economize, when a producer or an economy is economizing, what do you mean? It means it is saving. It is saving the resources which are available with that firm or that country. Economize means what? To save the resources. Alright. So efficiency is having absence of wastage of the economic resources when we talk about economic efficiency. So human wants are continuously increasing, and at the same time we are utilizing these resources. Now, what can be the dimensions of economic efficiencies? What could be achieved by using these resources? There can be two dimensions of economic efficiency. One is called what types of goods to be produced in the economy at a present time. What types of goods and services are produced? Goods and services are produced, and whatever goods are produced, their per unit cost of production should be minimized. Okay? Whatever goods are produced, their per unit cost of production should be minimized. Their per unit cost of production should be minimized. These are the two dimensions. Production should be minimized. Okay. Now the first dimension of economic efficiency that tells us the allocation of resources. In which product we should be allocating our scarce resources to produce those goods and services. Right now, if I say what types of goods are going to be produced, which are demanded by the consumers. If we are producing those goods which are not in demand, then resources will not be efficiently allocated. Clear or not? This is called allocative efficiency. Allocative efficiency means what? That the resources of an economy, land, labor, capital, whatever the raw material, human resources available, whatever is the man-made resources available, that should be utilized or it should be allocated in the production of those goods which are demanded by the consumers. If I give you an example, right now in these days we can see the demand of O and A level education is increasing by the students. So more schools which are providing this type of education, they are being opened by the entrepreneurs. Alright. So when demand of these types of certifications by Cambridge University, that is increasing, more people are entering to do their O level and A level, more schools, more resources will be allocated in the provision of this education. Clear? Or we can give you another example. Right now, if you are producing, any of the producer is going to produce old-fashioned black and white cell phones with buttons, do you think he has achieved the allocative efficiency? Those types of cell phones are no more demanded. A very few number of people, very low income group people can demand it. But majority of people are not demanding those black and white cell phones with buttons. Alright, so if we are producing those goods in the economy which are not in demand, so whatever the resources they have been allocated, they will be showing us allocative inefficiency. Because those goods are no more demanded by the people of that country. So in order to achieve efficiency, we need to have the production of those goods which are demanded by the consumers, rather to allocate the resources in that way which are not demanded by the consumers. Clear or not? So allocative efficiency means whatever is the demand, and another thing, whatever goods are demanded, they should be supplied in the right quantity. There should not be any shortage. I mean that your all markets should be in equilibrium. If there is shortage, if there is surplus, then again we are having allocative inefficiencies. Clear? One thing we say, that means the resources should be allocated in the direction where the consumers are demanding the goods. Another thing, now you have decided what types of goods an economy is going to produce. Now the second phase of economic efficiency is that whatever the producers are going to produce, their cost of production should be minimized. Like the wastage should be minimized. Those who have studied physics in their O level, they know how to measure efficiency. Output divided by inputs into 100. That maximum of output should be achieved by utilizing the inputs or the resources of an economy. So when maximum of output is achieved by using the resources or inputs or the factors of production, we can say that farm or that country is going to have productive efficiency. That the cost of production should be minimized. Now I tell you how to measure the cost of production. You might be knowing there are different costs of production like total cost, fixed cost, variable cost. We will be continuing that concept in our next chapter. but for the sake of economic efficiency, to make you understand how to explain the productive efficiency, I am going to give you a short concept about average total cost, which is also called per unit cost of production. What it is called? Per unit cost of production. So here average total cost that can be found by total cost and divided by total quantity produced. Total quantity which is produced. For example, a firm is producing 100 footballs or any commodity and its cost of production is $1,000, and how much output it is producing? 100. What is the per unit cost of these 100 footballs? That is $10. Per football cost or per unit cost will be $10. I am talking about this thing. So when a firm is producing how many units? Total quantity is 100 and total cost of these 100 units is $1,000. So per unit cost is 1,000. Now firm decides to produce 2,000 units of output. 200 units of output. 200 units of output. But its total cost goes to 1,200. But 200 units, the output has been doubled, but cost has increased by only 20%. So you can see over here, how much is it per unit cost now? $6. So what is happening? This firm, instead of producing 100 units, if it produces 200 units, its per unit cost is decreasing. So it is achieving productive efficiency when it is able to reduce its per unit cost. Now if this firm is further increasing the level of output, then what happens? Suppose it is going to decide to produce 300 units, but its total cost moves on to 3,000. So again we find the per unit cost is 10. So what will be the parts or the diagram of average cost? If I say, here I am taking total quantity, this is average total cost. So average cost is going to have this shape. Alright. When firm was producing 100 units, its per unit cost was $10. When it is producing 200 units, its per unit cost is $6. And when it is again producing 300 units, its per unit cost will be again $10. So average cost, when firm is deciding how many units it is going to produce, 200 units, because it gives the firm the minimum of average cost, minimum of per unit cost that I was talking about. Once you have decided what type of goods a firm is going to produce, then the next decision will be what will be the method of production by which the firm is going to have the minimum of per unit cost of production. If firm is able to produce at this level where its average cost or per unit cost of production is minimized, we say the firm is able to achieve what? Productive efficiency. क्या achieve करें? Productive efficiency. That means if I say this efficiency is having the name of allocative efficiency, alright, and this is having the name of productive efficiency. Clear or not?
Yes.
So efficiency is mainly having two types. One is called allocative efficiency and other is called productive efficiency. Right now I talked about the productive efficiency. If this firm is producing at the point where its per unit cost of production is minimized, so it will be able to achieve productive efficiency. Hello, clear? Any question related to this? From your side, any question? So productive efficiency means when your per unit cost of production is going to have the minimum point. If firm is producing 100 units, its per unit cost is not minimized. So it is productive inefficiency point. If firm is producing 300 units, again it is not having minimum of average cost. So again 300 units will be the productive inefficiency point. So where the cost of production for each unit produced is minimized, that is called the productive efficiency. Alright. Another thing which I want to explain to you related to productive efficiency. We are quite familiar with our favorite topic of PPC, production possibility curve. What does it represent? The basic economic problem that there is a limitation of resources, but they can have the alternate uses. Now here I am talking about one good in a single firm. If we talk about the whole economy, like it is producing two types of goods, what are those goods? I say capital goods, consumer goods. This is your familiar PPC, production possibility curve. So what point X is representing? It is showing us unemployment of resources. Unemployment means what? The resources are not fully employed, they are being wasted. So point X is inefficient point. Because resources are being wasted, they are not fully utilized. They are available. Potential is there, but these resources, land, labor, capital, they are not employed, they are not fully utilized. So we say this point is showing us productive inefficiency point. So when economy is going to produce a long PPC, what is happening? Do you think there is going to be any wastage of resource along the PPC? We find the full employment of resources. What are we finding? The full employment of resources. So nothing is wasted. So any point along PPC will show us what productive efficiency of an economy. Like we say, what the productive efficiency point of an economy? When this economy or country is producing along its PPC that all the resources of an economy are fully employed, then we say this economy is going to achieve what? Productive efficiency point. Clear or not? During a firm, we say firm should be producing at minimum point of its per unit cost. But when we talk about the economy, it should be having the full employment. And when it is having full employment, nothing is wasted. So we say this is going to achieve productive efficiency because the name of this curve is production possibility curve. It tells us about the possibilities of production of two goods when all the resources of an economy are fully employed. Clear or not? Then we can have the other types of productive and allocative. I haven't focused more on allocative efficiency. We will be doing them by tomorrow, inshallah. Today's lesson I am not going to have more extended lesson because it is the first lesson. It should not be having that much of brainstorming which can harm your concepts as well. So allocative efficiency can be found in the market, it can be found in the firm, or we can have the Pareto efficiency, which is another name of allocative efficiency. We will be doing them in detail. And the productive efficiency is also having the other types. What are those? Technical efficiency, X efficiencies. When a firm is adopting new technology, what happens? Its per unit cost of production will decrease, it will shift downward. So due to new technology, the firm can achieve technical efficiency in their production. I will explain them tomorrow, X efficiency and technical efficiencies. And X inefficiencies, they are the part of our productive efficiencies. Alright. So right now I am going to, if you say I can continue the technical efficiencies and X efficiencies. What do you suggest? Is it enough or should we continue? Okay. So by tomorrow inshallah we will be having another extension of this productive and allocative efficiencies. Right now it is enough to have a half an hour lesson about the introduction of the economic efficiency. It is not concluded right now. We will be continuing the same lesson inshallah by tomorrow. So you have to go through the concepts very easily. You are quite familiar with these types of things in our daily life. So what we did, we have developed the understanding about the word of efficiency and how to apply it with the economic efficiency. And economic efficiency is having the two dimensions like allocative efficiency and productive efficiency. If an economy is achieving both allocative and productive efficiency, then it is achieving what? Economic efficiency. And keep it in mind, we are studying all these efficiencies in 3 market system. We're not talking about any planned system. So market forces are demand and supply. They are allocating the resources, and the private producers, they try to achieve their productive efficiencies. Alright. So we have analyzed a little bit of our knowledge about the productive efficiency. We haven't analyzed the allocative efficiency right now, and we have also applied our knowledge by giving certain examples how to explain allocative efficiency and productive efficiency. So these were the objectives of this lesson. I think they are more or less going to be achieved, and by tomorrow we will be continuing the same thing. Okay, so be present. Thank you.